Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I am an independent Stamp It Up demonstrator, and I come to you live every Monday evening at 7 p.m. Arizona time. And I hope everyone had a great weekend and a great day today. So I have been super busy. I've been helping my sister move, so I've been super busy this weekend and last week helping her get out of her home and into an apartment and get her all moved and just stuff thrown in her house and get her out and get her in. And it's just been crazy time. So I've been super busy with that and busy with all the grandkids. So my granddaughter, she has been training to run cross country. And this weekend, Saturday, I missed her meet, but she's going to have a couple other meets, so I'll be able to watch her. So she ran this Saturday, and she ran in a meet and got 22nd, which she was so excited. And all her friends, one of them got 19th, and her friend in the boys division got like 4th or 5th or something like that. And he's in a younger grade, I think. I think he's in 4th grade, but she runs in 5th grade. So it's super fun. She's so excited. She's excited to run. And then she has a band concert coming up pretty soon. So she plays the clarinet. So she's super busy. And then she dances and she does all this kind of stuff. And then my grandson, he plays soccer and he got MVP and he got something else because he played amazing and he's 4 years old. So he gets out on the soccer field and he's the only one on his team that knows what to do, and he just starts running around and he's kicking the ball. He missed the goal the first time, but he already knew how to get to the goal and kick the ball, get down there and kick it and get going. So he was just like, all right, I know what to do. I'm going to just get down there and kick the ball and get going. So he had a great time. His team won. So they won their first little soccer game. They've been practicing for the last couple of weeks. So that was really exciting and fun. So they're just all doing all kinds of fun stuff. So super exciting. They're having a good time. They're having so much fun. So that's really fun. I didn't get to see any of that. I was just busy this weekend, but I'll get to see one or two of his games, and then I'll get to see my granddaughter run. She goes, no one's coming to my running. Well, she just ran just this Saturday, so what she is complaining about that too. Oh my goodness gracious, child. But she was excited to tell me that this morning, tell me all about it, and tell me about her running and stuff. So it was so much fun. So then I was thinking about a card, what I wanted to do, and it's starting to be a little bit fall weather. So I wanted to kind of play with our leaves, the Changing Leaves bundle. I think I did when it first came out. I played with it and did a card with it. So I was searching, and this lady did this really amazing card. And she did this really fun technique. So I'm going to do this really fun technique with this card. So the Changing Leaves bundle is on our online exclusives. So it's not in the catalogs, but it's on online exclusives. So I'll be happy to help you. So what you get with this bundle is so amazing. Is you get the stamp set. If you buy this as a bundle, you get the dies, and then you get the embossing folder. Oh my goodness, so amazing. And to work with them all together is so great. Oh, I'm sorry you had so much trouble, Mom, but I'm glad you're here. I just got started, so you're okay. I wonder if it was on my end. So we're going to work with that. I'm going to show you a fun technique that I learned from this lady. So her name, so I got the inspiration from her name. Her name's Cherry Roth, and she does stamped treasures, and she did this beautiful card. And I changed it up a little bit to make it me, of course. And I'm also using the die set Greetings of the Season dies. And that's what I made the sentiments. Oh, you're in. I know, it's so crazy. You never can tell. So I did the sentiment cutouts from the Greetings of the Season dies. Oh my goodness. It's in the catalog. It is in the mini catalog. These dies are amazing. Look at these dies. Oh my goodness. These are some of the fun dies. So I did this die and I did this die. They're like tag dies and they're so much fun. And I did this one. You could also use just this one, and that would be fun to use too. So, but it's a really fun set. And I didn't put any embellishments on it, but I did pull out the faux glass dots, and we're going to put that on there. So with this stamp set and the embossing folder, you put them together, and then you can emboss and cut out at the same time. We have a couple of these, and they're so much fun to work with. It is so amazing. So the technique that she did to color on these leaves was so much fun. So I already cut everything out because it just takes so long to do that. But I'm going to show you how this technique is done because it was so much fun to do. So I'm going to show you how to do this technique. But this is the card we're going to make. I did different colors and I did it just a little bit differently because, of course, I just like different colors. I wanted to go with more fall colors, and she did different colors and stuff. But I liked her technique, so I wanted to use her technique. But I just did it just a little bit differently and just kind of made it my card a little bit. And I liked the fun fold that she did. I don't know what the fun fold is called, but I really liked the fold that she did. So, and again, I just used different paper and I just kind of made it my own, but I just kind of cased what she did. And so I just wanted to give her credit. So her name is Cherry Cobbler. So this is the card that we're going to make. And I think it's just so much fun. So I will give you all the rundown of how to make it and what I use to do that. So our card base is, I have all the pieces kind of in here. So I did mine just a little bit different. I'll show you. So the card base itself, that's going to be this piece here. So this piece here is 6 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then you score it at the 2 mark with the long side. So at the 6 1/4 mark in your score, you score it at 2 with the long side, okay? And that's going to give us this panel here. So we're going to give that a really good crease. That way that will fit in our envelope, and that's going to make our base, and that's going to give us this really amazing start. But then we need to make the other side. So we need to make the other piece, but that's going to also connect on there. Okay, so then this piece here is Cajun Craze. Again, that's another beautiful fall color. This piece here is 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then again, with the long part, which is the 6 1/4, score it at 3 1/2. And that's going to give us this piece that's going to go in here. We're going to fold that. So again, we're going to fold that because that's going to give us our piece that's going to sit on top of here. We're going to score this and try and make it as flat as we can. I didn't make my other piece really flat. Hopefully I can get this one flatter. It will flatten when you put it in the envelope, but it is always nicer to make it flatter to lay down. Then it's not popping up on you. So you just have to kind of work both sides of it to get it to flatten. Just work the crease a bit on both sides. And I didn't do that on my card. That's already laying a lot flatter than my card did. Again, I just kind of put it together and didn't do that. Okay, so now this piece and this piece are going to be our piece that we're going to put together. And that's going to make our card, and that will fit in our envelope. We need the inside piece for here. And what I did on this one is I stamped the little leaf, half leaf, part of a leaf in here, and you still have plenty of room to write. So I thought that was really nice. So this inside piece, this little white, basic white piece, that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So we can go ahead and glue that piece on because I'm not going to do anything else with that piece. So we can glue that on. All right. Then we want a piece that's going to go on the outside of this piece here, this piece right here. And I chose to use, oh, and I didn't tell you, this is Cherry Cobbler, which is another really pretty piece of, when you're looking at the leaves that are outside that have changed, they're kind of a reddish color. So Cherry Cobbler is a beautiful fall color. So what I did was I just embossed this with the leaves. So this is our embossing folder. I'm going to pull this out anyway. So this is our embossing folder. And I just put this in here and I embossed this on here. And so this is what we're going to use to put on here. And this piece is 2 5/8 by 4 5/8. So this is going to sit on here and it's going to be really pretty and give it a lot of texture. So I'm going to go ahead and both sides are textured. This is bumpier and that's flatter. So whichever side you decide you want to put on your card. I want the bumpier side. So I'm going to glue the flatter side down so that you see the raised side on my card. I'm going to actually give this card quite a bit of texture. And this will have very, very little margins. Like there's none here to here, but there's just very little here to here. And that's okay. And that's why it's the same color. So you really won't see it. Especially when we get going on there, you won't even really see it. And you're not meant to see it. That's why it's color on color. Okay. So again, that's going to be there to there. And then the last piece we're going to put on here before I glue that. Oh, my nails match my card. They sure do, don't they? That's kind of funny. I never even knew that. So I picked a designer series piece that matches this card. And it's got some, probably can't tell, but it does have some like texture to it. It has some like waves of color in it, but it does match the Cajun Craze. And on the other side, look at this, isn't that pretty? So I picked this out of the Splendid Autumn. This is that paper that I used the other time. I've done a card that I did those. These are so pretty. Oops, I got the other side. Pardon me. I did another card out of all these pieces, and they're so pretty. I mean, the one side has got all the color and texture to them, and then the other side has like all these plain pieces. So you can use all the plain pieces, or you could use all the colored pieces. So this paper, this Splendid Autumn, is beautiful to use. So I picked out this color to go with this one. And then I also cut a piece to go on our envelope because I thought that would be really pretty. So let's put the piece on the envelope. Of course, your envelope size is 2 1/4 by 6. And then that way that matches. So your envelope also isn't a bear. And then you have a pretty envelope piece to go on. Let's put this on. I like to put the envelope piece on and then work. That way the envelope piece dries and then you could cut the edges off. And then I just set this aside and I let it dry, and I got some glue on there, so hopefully it'll dry. All right, so let's glue this on, and it also has just a little bit of edges to it, so that'll be nice. But mostly you'll see this really pretty paper on there. And in real life, it matches pretty closely. You could do a more contrasting color if you want, but it just has such pretty color and texture to it. It just gives it, it's just giving it some texture is what it's doing. I know you can kind of see that in the camera. It's so hard in the camera to see. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to glue this piece onto this piece. Okay, and then we're going to build our leaves on the top. I'm going to show you how I did some of those. All right, let's see how this is. I got to see. All right. So we kind of want this to be sort of centered in here. I want it to be, hoping I did that right. I think I did. How did I do that on this one? I think I put it in a little bit more. Yeah, I did. Yikes. It's staying now. It's glued now. All right, that should be good, I'm hoping. Oops. I was trying to make it so that it had a pretty good border around all there. This one looks like I gave it a little more border here. But as long as I have enough over here to open, I should be okay. All right, so I already have all my leaves. And this time I did them a little bit darker, which is nice. So here's all my leaves that I have. And let me show you. Okay, so to get these big leaves like this one, and then to get this leaf, This is, you probably can't see, but it's textured, so that's embossed, but it's also cut out. So to get that, what you do is you use this big die. So here's the die, and you put that in. So you can tell it's already being used a lot. So this kind of is raised as well. So it doesn't quite click in there like one of the other ones that we have. It clicks in there, but it does fit in there, and you can kind of feel it. It like fits in there. So it fits, and it kind of sits in there, and it doesn't move anymore. So you know that it's in there. And you put a 6 by 6 piece of paper in there, and then you close this, and then you run it through the embossing machine, and then you get out all these pieces, and then you can use all these pieces for other things. I didn't use them all on this card, but you can use them for other cards as well. But that is so amazing to be able to cut out all these pieces and emboss. So you've embossed and cut out the pieces. This is so awesome. I love this when they come out with these. So I am going to use this piece. It's embossed and cut out. And I'm going to save these because I could use these for another card. I'll probably do something else with it. So not sure what. I'll make another pretty card with them. So, and then I did these on a white piece of paper. Okay. This, all right. So this one you stamp, and this one you stamp. Use the stamps that we have. So I'm going to show you how to do this little one. So here's our stamp. And instead of just picking up your stamp and putting the ink on the stamp and putting it on the paper, she did a different technique. So this one, I used 3 different colors. So what I did was I took a blending brush and I dipped it in Mossy Meadow. And I dabbed on here. And then I took my crushed curry and I dabbed on here. Got it all inked up. And then I took my Cherry Cobbler and I dabbed the edges. And then that's what I got. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it just a couple of them on this one. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take and I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to dab on here. Just dab and you can do it. Doesn't have to be all these colors. People have done blues, they've done grays, they've done cool technique. It was amazing when I watched her do this, and these leaves came out amazing and different every time that I did this. So the first time I didn't do it dark enough, and this time I did it darker, and it was so cool. I was just, oh my gosh. They've done all different colors. So they've done grays, they've done browns, they've done blues, they've done, I mean, it's just done with all different colors. But it's so super cool. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to show this technique because I would have never thought to do this and how you get this on there to make the different colors. I would never know that. So just looking around, figuring out how to do that. So then I did this. You just dab this on. And then I took and I did Cajun Craze on this one. I wanted Cajun Craze. And so then I took my Cajun Craze and I just dabbed my Cajun Craze on here. And you just kind of judge about how dark you want it and where you want it, what you want it to look like by looking on there and that, you know. And so I'm like, okay, that looks kind of good. And if you want, you're like, okay, that really doesn't look like enough green. So then you just go back in and you just put some more green on there. All right, so now it's kind of set for a while, so it's not moist enough for you to stamp. So you just have to huff on that to give it some breath so that it kind of moistens it. Now we're going to stamp. And voila. Look at that. Is that not just so amazing? I mean, that, and they turn out different each time because of how much ink you've put on there. And then you take the dies. So the dies, here we go. Now, then you put it in the die machine. You take this die, you line it up. This happens to be this particular die. You line it up, and then you put it through the die machine, and then you have that die. And then this one, you put in this die machine. You put in this die. It goes in here. And it comes out, and you cut that out. And there you go. And when you run it just through this die, you get that. If you put it in here, you get the embossed. So I could have put it through the embossing. I could have put the plain paper through that and got embossed and cut out. But I didn't want that much texture with that. So that's so amazing. So also in your die set, you have these other pieces. That aside. You have these leaves and these sprigs. So I cut these out as well. So that's what we're going to use too. So put that aside because I just thought that was the coolest technique. When she did that, I was like, oh my goodness, I would have never thought to do that. Now, I liked she put two tags together. So she put that square tag and the round tag together. But first, she stamped on the round tag. So in this set, we have a couple of sayings, but the best one that fits on there, Here For You would fit. I wanted to put a little note to brighten your day, but it's not quite, it's too long, but it would fit on here, but it won't fit on the circle one. You're amazing in every single way, and that's what I'm going to put on there. Thank you would fit on there. I couldn't have done it without you. I don't know that that would fit on there, but the one that fits is you're amazing in every single way. So that's what we're going to put on here. So I think I stamped it in. Cajun Craze, I think is what I wanted it stamped in. So we'll ink that up and stamp it. Maybe I stamped, I don't know. Nope, I stamped it in. Maybe. Okay. All right. Then we take this ribbon, is called Cream. It's also in the online exclusives. And you just need about 4 inches, and you probably could use less because it hangs off. But when you put it in the envelope, it'll be okay in the envelope because it will mesh. It'll squish down. So you need to kind of roll it and then put these 2 pieces together and then string this through. Just like that. And that looks kind of like a tag. And I like how she took our twine. This is just thread, I think. It might be called twine. Thread or twine or something like that. It's in the annual catalog. And just make a bow with it around this to hold this together. You're gonna hold that tight, make a bow. I don't know if I did that enough. Let's see. What is going on here? All right, I did not do that enough. It needs to be more. I obviously did not give me enough string here to deal with. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. I've only done this one other time, and it worked fine. And now that I'm on camera, it's not working, of course. All right. So you gotta loop that through. Tie that. And then tie a bow. Maybe give myself enough bow again. I can tie bows when they're not on something. There we go. My goodness. All right. I need to make it so it's not so dang on big. Okay. Finally got my bow there. All right. Still don't know that I like it that big, but all right. I can fix it in a minute. Okay. Finally got my bow. I don't like it that big, but okay. So now we're going to build our... Okay, we also have to put a little... house and like way past tonight. Sorry, guys. But it was a cool technique, and I wanted to show you how to do that. Right, we need a mini glue dot on this so this stays put. Okay, and then we build this, and what you do is you set this down on here, and you set it where you want this, and then you're going to build from there. So you're going to kind of, see, that's just driving me crazy. So you kind of build this where this is going to go. And then this is going to go on here like this. And I want this piece like that. So this is going to go about all right, so that's going to go about right there. All right, so this is okay to take off. And we're going to go, I'm going to trim this just a little bit. Put some glue on it. Well, first of all, I'm going to curl. I'm going to curl this up. That's going to give it some dimension as well. And then I'm going to give it some glue. All right, so we don't want it to go up above here or past these places, okay? All right, now we're going to curl all of these other ones too. See how it just kind of gave it a little bit of dimension? And then I want this one to kind of just lean in a little bit. Okay, now I want to dimension this, but we don't want to put dimensions past this line here. So and I think I am going to glue this on. Give it some glue and glue this on. And then stick this on. All right, and then I'm going to put this on. Okay. Then we have these little guys. These little. Let's put a little bit of glue on the back of them. They'll stay in place. I should have put our glue stuff on back then. We're almost done. Thanks for hanging with me, guys, because I know I'm later than normal. But that was such a... I cut everything out, but I did want to show you the technique that I had learned. And that was such an easy, fun thing. Okay, and one more spray. Where do I want you to go? There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. And these are our faux glass dots, and they're so pretty. I think these will go really nicely on there. I didn't put any on my first ones, but I dug these out, and I think these will go. There we go. My goodness, that just looks so amazing. And then that's your inside. And then that's the other one. So yeah, I think that turned out really good. It's got a lot of texture to it. And then it's got a nice saying to it. So thanks for hanging with me. I will be back again next Monday. If you need anything in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. You know, I'd be happy to, you know, help you navigate online so that you can get, because this is online. Most of it's online. So I'll help you navigate online, and then you can order it because it is amazing, sweet to get. Otherwise, I will see you next week. You guys have a great, great night. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.